Well, good evening, everyone. This is Keith with Positively Osceola. Welcome to another Positively Osceola's Osceola Matters Live. And, we say it quite often. We are super, super blessed. And we're just really excited that we get to speak to so many great people in the community. And, I think sometimes we take it for granted that, life is quick. Always, it's just changing forever. And, so when people take a few minutes to sit down and take a break and talk to us, we are just more than we can explain excited. And that is happening again tonight. Great man trying to make a difference in this area and contribute what his experiences in life have led him to do and to know. And so we want to welcome tonight here Mr. Jose Martinez. How are you, sir? Whoop, got to turn the mic on. Damn. He's got his coffee.
Always.
If you hear a jet engine tonight, it's one of the computers deciding it needs to cool down a little bit.
It's not a private jet, I promise that.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, again, like I said, I really mean it, and we always mean it with no matter what one of the staff members is doing one of these shows, and we're just super thankful that you would take a few minutes and speak to us tonight. I know you're a busy guy, and so thanks. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Keith, for asking. I think you mentioned something really important. There's so many crazy stuff going on out there, right? That having some time to talk about positive things that's going on rather than just negative things is necessary, right? And, in this day and age that we so attracted to technology, we forget to talk to people face to face. Well, in this case, through Zoom, right? So I appreciate you giving me the time also to express my intention to the public, right? To the people of St. Cloud of what I wanted to do and what I really think that we can get out of this special election going on. So thank you again for the invitation. And by the way, I really like your title, right? The Positive Osceola.
Yeah,
we're positive man.
We're trying, it's I think we all are. I think most all of us are trying to to keep things pointed in the right direction. Life is a flash, it happens like that. And so you try to hold on to your family and your friends as much as you can. And
100%. And that's why I'm going to say it this way. The only way to say it, I'm keeping my campaign positive 100%.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many positive to talk about that there was no need for no negativity going on. At the beginning of my campaign, I told everybody that wanted to support me, say, hey guys, if you guys gonna support me, which I hope 1 million people, 55,000 people can do that, right? I want all to be positive. I don't want no negativity. I think with COVID going on and all the stuff in the state and national level going on, we don't need that in Osceola County. We don't need that in St. Cloud, right? I think we got great people running for office or ran for office. And I think we can, as you sent me some pictures I took together with Colby, with Phil, right? When we were at the debate with Mr. Victor and Minkler, right? I think those are phenomenal times. I think I won't forget that. Whether we're gonna lose, I think just the experience that we got together is exactly what the county and the city wants, in particular in this day and age. So positively, 100%. So I love your title, by the way, when it comes to that. Let's keep it positive. Life goes in a flash, as you mentioned, and there's no time for negativity. So with that said, though, I think we got some great things that can happen and will happen in the city of St. Cloud if I get elected. And I think I can be a piece of the solution rather than the problem itself.
Understood. I'm glad you're here. We got some people popping on. So let's go ahead and make it official, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Well, again, we just want to welcome you here, and again, always coffee involved in the world we live in, for real. And so again, just kind of recap. So I really wanted to invite you to have a 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever works best for you, to remind people that in St. Cloud, the vote for seat 3 in the St. Cloud City Council is not over. That's taking place again as the jet lands. As the jet lands in our backyard. I'm a little concerned that people will forget that there's another portion to this special election. Obviously, the election to fill seat 3, where unfortunately Chuck Cooper passed away, and so that is why we're here. You and Colby's certainly Colby Urban were the 2 top vote getters in the special election primary, and so now on November 9th is the actual general. We can certainly try to brief people quickly with the early voting, mail-in voting options and such. We'll try to do that real quick, but we really want to just ask you, and the debate was really done well with St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce. Hats off to Dirk Webb and those guys over there.
Correct.
But debates are very finite in how much time each candidate gets to speak. So again, you and Colby Urban were the 2 big vote getters, and so we're gonna hopefully give you a little bit of more of a platform to speak tonight. Colby is tomorrow at 7 p.m. So I guess just kind of as we discussed, why don't you share a little bit about who you are and your experiences in life that brought you to where you are now and prepared you to be able to do a good job if elected to the city council in St. Cloud, please.
First of all, thank you for the question. The one thing that I want to encourage everyone is to go and vote.
Yeah.
Like you said about what is it? Few thousand votes actually went out there. Most of them were mail-in ballots. So, and I wish more and more people can actually come out and support us, right? And at least cast their vote. Whether it's for me or for Colby, I think we definitely need to be more participant when it comes to our right and obligations, right? If we want to start making changes in the city or let your voice be heard, we definitely encourage you guys to go out there and vote. I think the turnout the first time was a little low, and hopefully November 9, you guys can comment and vote for me. I think I'm more than qualified. I'm really qualified to run the seat. Let's not forget that we're trying to fill a legacy, right? We're trying to fill a Chuck Cooper seat, and that legacy that he put in there is something to be respected and followed. I think that because of my qualifications, I think I can do that job or get close to that, right? So a little bit about me, as I mentioned in my website and Facebook, I've been in the city, or I've been living in St. Cloud in general for over 20 years. I have raised my family here, so I'm not a native per se. I wasn't born here, but I won't change St. Cloud for nothing at all. Um, I have my headquarters in my business here in downtown St. Cloud, 1001 New York Avenue, which allowed me and gave me the opportunity to talk to a lot of citizens' concerns. They have been able to come to my office and express their concern when it comes to water, growth, etc., etc. And these ways have given me that opportunity to talk to the person, to the people one-on-one, to the great citizen of St. Cloud. So again, I've been here for over 20 years. I've seen the growth. I went to a UCF. I got a bachelor in business administration, and my wife got a bachelor in accounting. So we are both graduated from UCF. At the same token, we are running our headquarters here in St. Cloud. We're running over 131 locations nationwide, and we have a big staff that do the accounting, do the operations, and do the logistics right here out of St. Cloud, which is a little bit of what I want to bring back. That's why I kind of decided to run for office and bring that business mentality to city council. I mean, I think we can attract businesses to come to St. Cloud. But anyway, going back to my presentation itself, I also support me and my brother. Well, my brother and I support over 500 families. We manage a budget about the size of St. Cloud itself. And I think those qualifications allow me to suit me to be able to run for office and run it the best I can, right? I know how to budget. I know how to run a budget. I know how to balance a budget. So I can chip in my ideas to the other city council, say, hey, this is what I think of the current budget. This is how we can make it better, right? I understand Zoom is a big thing now, right? When we do a whole bunch of meetings through Zoom, but I've been doing Zoom meetings for over 2 years, so I understand how we can reach out to other branch of the government, whether it's physically, personally, or not. So I think I'm qualified for a seat, and if you guys give me the opportunity of voting for me on November 9, I will prove myself to you guys. I can definitely be a loud voice to what I think is the right way of doing business, of running the city, and helping running the city. And I would also agree to things that have been done right. So I'll be the balance out there. But definitely will be outspoken to the thing that needs to be changed.
Right. So you mentioned the word balance. I think I'll use that as a segue. So, so you've got, obviously you're a businessman, a small businessman, and that typically that does really open up some quality conversations that are always needed in whether it's commissions or councils or school boards. And so, I've been here about 35 years, and what I think the last 10 or maybe a little bit more than 10 years, people have said, my gosh, we're growing so fast. I think I was talking to one of the commissioners, and they mentioned that, we're now really the fastest growing county in the state of Florida. But you'll still hear people say, geez, I wish we could slow down how many people are moving into the county. Well, the secret's out. The weather's great here. There's no income tax. The secret's out. So not sure they're going to stop moving to this area. But let me ask you this. So a lot of people have asked this question of us, how do you figure out the balance between commercial and residential? How is it not just homes, if that's possible? So if you were to get able to get to seat 3, what would be your feeling, if you don't mind me asking, how you balance residential and commercial in the St. Cloud area?
Again, thank you for the questions. The first thing is understanding what really commercial is, right? Because commercial is not just retail.
Right.
We can say commercial retail or, I don't know, apartment complexes. So that's not commercial, right? So yes, we need a retail. As a matter of fact, one of the businesses in St. Cloud that have retail space, I converted an old grocery store to a retail space, and is doing phenomenal for me and my company.
Sure.
But what I mostly want to focus is on the balance of commercial. I'm talking more on the industrial side of it, right? I was in a meeting with the Chamber of Commerce, and we spoke about how can we bring business, how can we balance that commercial aspect of the business, right? Light industrial, office space. How can we bring that into St. Cloud and take a little chunk of the residential growth into being commercial growth and not just retail? I think there's a lot of businesses that will come here to St. Cloud. We promote it right. We can have Lake Nona is it's a pharmaceutical industry. We can bring some of that business to St. Cloud. We have the space and we have the real estate, which if we don't use it wisely, will no longer be there, right? So I think without planning on doing, by talking to the city council, say, hey guys, let's sit down. Let's talk about what type of commercial we want here. And I want to talk about, can we bring industry, the pharmaceutical industry to St. Cloud? How can we talk to the different hospitals in the area to see if we can attract some of that business? How can we bring in office space, right? And later on, I want to talk a little about the meeting that I have with the Chamber of Commerce, where they were even talking about business park, right? Bringing businesses and giving them their ability to conduct businesses in St. Cloud, giving them some office space and for them to, I don't know, not only bring the office here, but bring their industry. I'm just gonna give you one example. I was in that meeting and they spoke, I think it was a OUC person. He was saying that, hey, we have FedEx and we have UPS coming into St. Cloud and they don't have a transfer hub. So when they bring their merchandise, they have to go in the back of one of those supermarkets or warehouses and actually just transfer, like drop it and then put it to the next truck. What about if we can create a transfer hub here in St. Cloud where those trucks come in, they get out of their truck into a facility and into the next truck, right? Yeah. That is bringing business into St. Cloud, and there's a lot of need of that here in St. Cloud. Oh, you understand that when emergency comes, hurricane for that matter, they have to park their truck in Lake Nona. If you don't know that, that's exactly what's going on. And every time they come to town, and again, I was speaking with Dirt on that Chamber of Commerce, these people spend over $1 million a day. Or you see with other, not only the hotels, but the parking of the truck, feeding their crew and whatnot. And the people that are assigned for St. Cloud, they have to go to Lake Nona, park there, and wait for whatever happens to come down here, because we don't have big enough spaces for them to come in and do the little loop and go around with their truck. So that's the type of commercial I'm talking. Bringing transfer hub, bringing the pharmaceutical industry in town. And you say, well, it's easier said than done. I don't feel that on my own business. You city with city council. How can we promote the city as a commercial city, something where we can attract businesses in town instead of just more and more houses? Like you said, the secret's out. The weather is beautiful and whatnot. But how can we also attract those businesses from Lake Nona,
sure,
and Central and Orlando into St. Cloud? And I think we can do it if we promote it right. And I think the Chamber of Commerce can do, and is doing a great job, but can do even a better job at helping the city to accomplish such tasks.
as the jet.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I speak a lot. I try to speak as loud as I can.
No, you're good. You're good. Just get a little, just a yeah. We need fans on our computers. You know, it's I think that's a great topic. And again, this is just a discussion, which is the beauty of not having a debate, more having a discussion. A number of years ago, a number of us at the St. Cloud Chamber were saying something similar in this line of thinking, which is how does St. Cloud not end up a bit of a blink in between what's happening in Kissimmee and what's happening in Lake Nona, or in the future Sunbridge. So that's the question: is how do we not end up as a travel stop in between those, and our businesses feeling like they're sandwiched in between two larger business focused centers? Certainly a topic we could spend an hour on, I'm thinking, but probably don't have that much time. Let me forward over to let me ask you just a couple questions. So you would come into this pretty much in a midterm. I think you'd finish out. Obviously, you'd finish out. So you would finish out Mr. Cooper's term, and then you'd have, ideally or idealistically, you would have 2 more terms if you chose to that you could run. So how do you feel coming into the middle of a term? How do you come into a council fresh like that with things already underway? How do you work in situations like that? Are you someone who is able to fit into a culture that's already kind of going at this point?
First of all, I had the pleasure of meeting with Keith Trace and Dave Askin, spoken with them. I think they're great guys, great gentlemen. I have not been able to speak with the remaining, and also with the mayor as well. So I have not met with Dina yet at all, and hopefully I will be soon. As we'll speak directly about Keith Trace myself, I think he's a bright mind. I think he's not only young, but he's got a bright mind. And I think we see eye to eye on many different subjects when it comes to doing where we want the city to go. Right? I think he's right on. Dave Askew, I mean, he's phenomenal. To be honest with you, I think he got a lot of great ideas as well. The point, so I don't think I will have an issue working with them. Right? The point will be, how can I bring my ideas in and for them to digest that as well? And I think they are also business people. I think they can address that, and they can come together and allow me to express my idea and for the most part even support it. Because what I'm trying to bring into the table is where St. Cloud's going to look 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And if I can shed a light into what's going on right now, we should not have any issue working together. Same token, I will say this as well. I have no issue, or I have no problem on disagreeing with them when I think they're going the wrong way and I think I'm going the right way. I think that's the discussion itself, right? So I will be loud on both ways, in support or against. I will stand on my ground when I think any decision that is being made do not benefit the citizen. I will speak loudly. I mean, that's my nature. That's my type of. I'm a fighter. At the same time, I know how to negotiate, and I know how to come into agreement if the main cause and main benefit is to benefit the city of St. Cloud. So I will have no problem working with them from day one. Absolutely not. And I hope the same applies vice versa.
Well said. All right, so let's go with a couple. And I know we've had a couple people ask questions that are part of what we discussed that we might cover today. And again, just reminding everybody, this is an open discussion. And Jose, you can run with whatever you'd like. The key point of doing this tonight is to be able to speak about who you are, what your plans would be if elected, and just to remind people that there is another vote they have to do to finish.
But I want to piggyback a little bit on what you said earlier.
Go ahead.
About
please.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 more terms, right, and whatnot, and how the city is going to be looking like in 10 years from now, right? I want to. So you mentioned we don't want to be a sandwich, right? We don't want the people from Orlando and Lake Nona just being a transit road. We don't want that, right? We want to create our own destiny. We want to be a city that can be as strong or as influencing as the other city as well. And when it comes to that, even the city logo, I was talking with the city manager Sturgeon, and I think he took pride on the new city logo, right? We say, hey, we are a centralized location. We're next to the Orlando International Airport. We're next to Orlando. We're next to Lake Nona, right? Yeah, that's great. That's phenomenal. Even the logo speak about that. The question is, how can we influence them? How can we get the benefit of them, not just being where people come and sleep and go to work in Orlando? What I see happening as we bring the industrial park and business park here to St. Cloud is taking us business away from them and putting it here in St. Cloud. I think we have better land. We are better. We have better locations. We have better assets than all of them put together than Orlando, Lake Nona per se. So if we take advantage of the land that we have right now and focus a lot in the commercial aspect of it, we don't have to look for Lake Nona or Orlando. Those people will come to us. So the way we do our planning now, along with the county, but the way we do our planning now will be either detrimental or a lot of benefit to our city. So it is important we start planning now for how the city is going to look in 10 years, 20 years from now. So commercial is the way to go at this point, for the most part. But go ahead.
Well, and so you mentioned the word county. I think it was one of the things I threw at you early, which is, well, how do you see that relationship between, and this comes up sometimes, it has in the past, how do you see the city of St. Cloud in its relationship with, primarily with the county, and of course Kissimmee as well, but primarily, how do you see St. Cloud's relationship continuing to develop? How do you see that coexistence within the county itself and the governmental portions of the county?
I mean, first of all, we have a goal-dated GPA, right? And I think we should definitely be able to work more with the county. I sat down with Ricky Booth. We just happened to be at the Chamber of Commerce. And for the one thing, first of all, I kind of want to say off topic, I expressed him, and I think he's on the right side of history about supporting our old traditional logo, which I like, honestly. I want to throw that out there. And I think he's making a fight to at least for us to use it on this side of town. So I applaud him for that. And I think it's my humble opinion that should not be changed. I think our old logo is beautiful, and I think we should keep it, right? That represents it. So I spoke to him, and I kind of expressed and told myself, hey, I think hopefully we can change it back. But again, that's, I think, need more than one vote, right?
Yeah.
So, and I just throw that to mention how can we work better with the county. I think the one thing is we need to talk about annexation. We need to be able to be transparent with the county, sit down with us. Hey guys, this is the city, and this is how we want the city to be. Let's make it a big square, a rectangle, whatever you want to call it. How can the county help us either the process of annexing those land, so we know how many more houses we can build, so we can be part of the approval process of new development, right? As you know, right now, you can go to the county and get approved for 1,000 homes, and by the time the city notices it, we're just talking about annexing it instead of being part of the whole program, right? So I think we can definitely work with them, and I think they're willing to do so. The question is, who's from the city council is being outspoken and going out there and say, hey guys, we need to talk about future growth, and we need to make sure we work with you guys, the county, into controlling the growth, responsible growth in our city. So if we know that that piece of property is going to be done residential, let's annex it now and let us be part of the solution, part of the decision making, right? Into whether we want it for residential or commercial. Until we figure out what the city gonna look like, we will continue to have this issue with the county. So, and I think Rick, and I think our county official will welcome that idea, but we need to bring it to them. Say, hey guys, let's just sit down for a second. Let's figure out how San Cloud gonna look like. Help us annex those pieces of property, and let's take it from there.
Gotcha.
And last but not least, we also have to talk about the resources that the county's putting. We're coming to a fire station, and what the city's putting as well, right? If we can put all that together and have a better use of resources, it's just a win-win situation.
Understood. Okay. I think we would be if we don't address a couple things. I think people are there will be a festival of emails to me later on. So currently the city is working and brought the community into it in the last phase, which is the St. Cloud Lakefront and Waterways Master Plan Workshop. So why don't you tell us what's your position, if you don't mind? Just give us a bit of a lowdown on how you're feeling about what that lakefront should look like. Should it be a little more commercial, which is I think what people are. That's the point of discussion. Should it be left alone? Should it be moderately upgraded or maintained? Or should it be something that's now taken to a new level as far as business inserting into portions of the lake? What's your take on the whole lakefront?
Right. First of all, just leaving as it is, I mean, let's face it, you cannot stop growth. I know that's a slang everybody said the same thing, but you can control growth, right? So I think we can do some improvement on lakefront. Definitely, why not? I think the more people move to town, the more we got to do for them, the more we have to open the space. The question will be, what does that look like? How's that lakefront renovation or addition look like? So when you talk about adding more sleep for the boat, I love it. I think we need more sleep for the boat. I absolutely think there are not enough of them. More people are coming into town that they have boat and they don't know where to put them. And the county and the city can make money out of it. So that's not a problem with it. That does not put us in any detrimental situation. I think it's great. Adding another restaurant. I love Krabby Bill big time. But why not adding another restaurant in town? I think it will serve the community pretty good. I have a lot of citizens come to me and say, hey, we don't mind adding another restaurant in that area. I think we'll do good. But the question is, how can we also add more green space, more recreational area within the lakefront? And I think it shows it in the plan, in the master plan. You can see some recreational area. And I think where they're trying to build the hotels, I will do more recreational area there. That is the one part that I don't agree much, that hotel being built. I don't know how that can be possible, to be honest with you. But we can have more the amphitheater. Remember they wanted to add like an amphitheater where they can play movies, I think, and whatnot. Or that's a phenomenal idea. So yeah, we can make it better. The question will be, do we want to make it too commercial? No, we need to leave those green spaces for people to go, right? So I definitely agree with the sleep for the boats. I think we're needing another restaurant, amphitheater, more recreational area. Yes. Hotel, I unfortunately have to say I don't agree much with that. I think we don't have the infrastructure, the traffic, the roads to bring more traffic of that level into it. As for the seaplane, we got $500,000 to it, right? So it's gonna happen. The question is how much notoriety that will give us, how much more famous St. Cloud will be around the nation with that soon to be, right? With that said, now so if we got that $500,000, can we get 10 million for a water system, right? That's a different question. So the point is, yes, we definitely need to do something better at Lakefront, but keep the consistency to what we have right now.
Right. Yeah, that is certainly a point of contention. There's no question. I think a lot. I mean, I think it's important. I'm not running for any office ever. I do love the way it's a beautiful lakefront. I hope that they can figure out where that blend is going to be. I personally have some concerns over parking. I think it's already maxed out. So whatever they develop, I hope that they take that into consideration. So in 5 years, we're not looking at each other going, what great lakefront, but nobody can go to it unless you park on 10th Street.
But you also have to talk about the residents that live on Lakefront and close by. I mean, they don't want that to be super crowded. The reason they move there is because they want to keep that tranquility and peace, right? So bringing 1,000, 2,000 more people in town, I mean, again, I think that we're going to the right concept, but it needs to be modified. And believe it or not, I give some credit to the city. They have been putting things out there saying, guys, we need your feedback. So people are writing feedback into what the master plan should look like. Once they get the feedback, I hope they implement it. That will make the big difference. But I gotta give a shout to them and say, hey, they have open and say, we want your feedback. Now let's see what happens with that feedback once they get it. That would be the main thing. That's what I want to see happening. With all the feedback that we're giving them what they're gonna do with it. Hopefully they will listen and understand that the city of St. Cloud, as they have come to me, they don't mind recreational spaces. They don't mind another restaurant in that area. They don't mind the sleep. But we got to be careful about the traffic. We don't have no parking lot. And how can we address that? That's going to be key.
So I think we probably can't have this conversation unless we mention the word water at least a little bit.
Yes.
And I don't think I personally, and I can say these things personally, I know there's an awful lot of effort going on, from the city. The city doesn't want to have this conversation constantly taking place. They don't. I've talked many times to the city manager, and he's clearly said, no matter what, he wants this. Basically, I'm putting words in his mouth, but I'm paraphrasing. They all want it in the rear view mirror.
Yes.
So how do you, after this is in the rear view mirror, how does the city build the trust back up that the water is taken care of? How do you communicate that from a council position? And is there anything else you want to share about that whole challenge that's happening?
Well, the first one will be admitting that we did it wrong from the beginning, that we didn't listen much. And I think people understand that we are human and we make mistakes. Say, hey guys, I think we need to be a little bit more transparent. And again, I agree with you. A lot is being done. The question is where the perception is reality, right? People perception is reality. They saw that this problem was ongoing, and I think we should have come out saying, hey guys, we made a mess, something's going on. We don't have a solution yet, but we will be looking for it. So I think we need to come out saying we admit it, we have made a mistake from the past, we are here to correct it, right? It's not going to happen overnight, right? But we will fix it. There are processes being done right now. So if you say, how do we build the trust back? Admitting what's wrong. We didn't do a great job at the beginning. Now we're tackling it, right? Second thing that I would do is, and again, we can agree that Fred Hawkins brought some money in for the seaplane basin. I think a lot of money can be generated from that if that ain't to happen. But how can we send them back to Tallahassee and say, hey, how can we get a few $1 million from all these Build America Back package, right, to St. Cloud and start fixing those old pipe, right? I think we definitely need more money to do this. This is not going to be solved from St. Cloud resident or citizen per se, because I know the lift of the whole infrastructure takes in the millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. I think we can lobby for that a lot more stronger than what we're doing right now. This is not just flushing. What we need to do is start fixing, maybe from the old pipe to the new one. At least starting from the old pipe, we need to start changing the infrastructure, the water infrastructure. Otherwise, problem going to consistently be coming in. So instead of thinking what different ways can we fix it, how can we concentrate our mind into how much money can we get or we can get from the state national level into fixing our water, the pipe infrastructure that we have in St. Cloud. I know, again, I understand it costs a lot of money, but I think our focus should be fixing it for the ground up, not just flushing it and whatnot.
And so then finally on that subject, what's your take on whether the city should, whether Toho Water should be taking over the water system?
Correct. First of all, I mean, who we sell the water or whether we keep it or we sell it, the point is right now, how can we fix it? We cannot sell, we should not sell it for one. If you say my personal opinion, I'm the type of person that I buy business in distress. And I said it debate. I mean, if there's something with an issue, I know I'm going to get at a better price. I think right now what we should focus is fixing the problem, right? I don't think they're smarter than us. I don't think they have, I don't know, a magic wand where they can fix it. We need to take responsibility for the problem and fix it. If we want to have that conversation later on into selling it or manage it, because they present it both ways, first of all, to sell it, you need to have a vote on it, right? And if my guess is right, people will not vote. They will not vote to sell the water. So you see, and manage it, yes, you need just a councilman vote for that. And I don't think it's right. Again, let's fix the problem. I think if we put attention and focus on fixing it, if you want to have a conversation with 3 years from now, we are open. Not right now. We should not sell something that is wrong right now, that is not fixed. We should take that responsibility and fix it. Point blank. I know it's an ambitious problem, an ambitious project, but it can be done. That's what I say. Let's use the budget that we have through the balance the right way, but we can definitely, and more than that, how do we put money in reserve for when something like this happen, we can fix it right away.
Okay. So I'm going to, I guess I'll give you, if you don't mind, I'll give you a shot at anything else you feel like you weren't able to put that message out tonight. Anything you couldn't convey, by all means, feel welcome to do so.
Yes, appreciate that. One thing that I want to talk about is a small business in St. Cloud. I heard a lot of people, I mean a lot of people really saying, hey, we have an issue opening up a business here, the licensing, how should I do this, how should I do that? I have the honor to talk to Mr. Bismael Abreu, which is working the city now. Phenomenal guy. And he said something really funny at the Chamber of Commerce. Hey, before you take it to Facebook, come to me, right? So I want to give a big shout out to him. Bismael Abreu, he worked in the city. He's trying to put the system a lot better, a lot more simple for citizens to come in and be able to apply for local licenses that they need to open the businesses in St. Cloud. Another thing that I want to also mention it, and again, I want to focus on small business. So small business myself, the way I started, I didn't know the guidance, where to get funding and whatnot. The Chamber of Commerce is working, hopefully, on a plan to get micro lending. I don't want to go too deep into it, right? But helping the small business through an easy way of getting the license to a way to get capital to start the business here in St. Cloud is going to be key. As much as the city helping those small businesses to being exposed on Google, right? And the Internet of Things. I think the city should help the small business a lot more. Because guess what? They're going to bring more small businesses in town. And with the small business come bigger business and headquarters in town. So we need to start from the ground up, and we need to be able to convince the city to allow and promote small businesses, not just here locally, but national and at a state and at a national level. And I think we can do a better job with that. I spoke with Derek, and I think his mind is in the right place, helping about the small businesses here in St. Cloud. Mm-hmm. It's easier for you to get, I don't know, a building license for a house, right? I want to make it a lot easier to get a business license to open a retail shop here in St. Cloud. So I think that's something that I really want to focus on. And because we talk about the water, we talk about, of course, the lakefront, small business need to grow, and they need to have it easier way of doing business in St. Cloud. And I think I can help them with that.
Well said. Well said. Well, I think we should probably close it at this point. Getting a little late, but great information shared tonight. And, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for taking some time to speak to us tonight, to the community. Had a lot of people on with us tonight, and certainly a lot of people making some comments. Could not share all of them. As we were flying through topics, I didn't want to throw the comments out when we had already passed those, but really appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck. I kind of want to I'm not going to go through the whole entire breakdown of the opportunities that people have to vote. Certainly the Supervisor of Elections Office has done a great job in multiple opportunities for people to participate. And I think you and I can certainly agree that that is the key thing. No matter who you'd like to see in that seat, I think you want to have people participate. It's a wonderful privilege to vote. And if you don't take the opportunity and you're in the St. Cloud area and you can vote, we certainly ask you to go do that. And again, the early voting starts October 30th, and that's going to take place, if I'm correct, and I'll make sure this text will go into this post as well. But early voting starts October 30th through November 6th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's happening at the Supervisor of Elections Office as well as the St. Cloud Civic Center on 17th Street. You can vote by mail. I think those ballots definitely have gone out. They have gone out by now. And they can be dropped off, again, at the Supervisor Elections Office or at any early voting locations, again, through November 6th. At that point, there'll be 6 polling locations on November 9th. And your mail-in ballots, if you haven't mailed them back, I think people ask this question sometimes, what do I do with my mail-in ballot if I haven't taken advantage of it? You can opt to vote in your precinct that day by turning in your mail-in ballot, or you can drop it off at the Supervisor Elections Office. So I'll make sure that text is out there. And again, I know I don't just say this, I know you're super busy, and you provided some great answers today. I hope people were able to listen to what you said and consider that in their next vote. And so again, I thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed night. A wonderful night.
You know, the cool thing about all this is that I get to meet people like you, and I think that's one of the best benefits that we get. I think, however it's going to work in the vote, we're going to be happy to see that people are wanting to be a part of this about leadership in this county and this city. We thank you, sir.
Appreciate that. I see a lot of hope here in St. Cloud. Honestly, you have taught me a lot. Honestly, so I thank you for the interview, and I hope people will understand that and go out there and vote, either through early voting or November 9th and give me their vote. But again, at least go out and vote. That's the most important thing, right? No matter who it is, go out there and express your opinion, express your vote. And
that's the deal. If you're looking for more information about Mr. Martinez, absolutely go to his website right there. You can see it as it's passing us by. I'm also going to share real quick when I've got a second to do it. So what the heck, why not? So we'll share, if I can pull it up super quick, and that would be your website. So more information out there for you folks to investigate and process, make a decision, and participate. And if you get is making this final approach. Gotta love it.
I'm about to jet out.
Yeah, after a while, I didn't even hear it anymore.
Oh,
it's all good. It's all good. Hey, again, thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. We encourage people to get out there and vote. If you are registered in the St. Cloud area, it's a privilege. Please participate in your leadership. Again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola, along with Mr. Jose Martinez, candidate for seat 3 in the St. Cloud City Council. Together, making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless.
You too.